if I'm being like interviewed, I really like to smoke.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. That's why I'm in the garage.
Yeah, it's funny. When I was on Mark Maron, I remember I was like, dude, I was really nervous. I was like, dude, I really need to smoke in here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you let people smoke in here. And he's like, not really. And he was like, let me get you an ashtray. And then he went and got me some like clay ashtray that he said he made in like home ec class. Like, yeah. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Cause like Barack Obama was just in here. And now I'm just fucking smoking in your garage.
Right. Well, you can definitely smoke here. I mean, you know, you're outside obviously. But you know, I have to smoke, man. I smoke all fucking day long.
Yeah, me too, man. And I always think about that Wolf book, This Boy's Life. And they talk about like the kid, I forget his name, but Leonardo DiCaprio played him in the movie. But they would used to, like back in like the 50s, they would grab kids' hands and see if they had like a stain on their finger to know if they were smoking.
Right.
And like, I definitely like get that sometimes. And but I can't get it out. Like you can't wash it off. You just have to like switch hands or like maybe quit smoking.
Yeah. Right. I wash my hands a million times a day. I mean, that has nothing to do with the virus. I've always been like that.
Yeah.
So I never really had that, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's, and I always like to like hearing about those women that like that have babies and then they smoke cigarettes in those big yellow dishwashing gloves. Like touch the baby. Yeah, maybe I'll just like you know, like there's like cigarette extenders. Maybe I'll just like invent like a cigarette glove.
Speaking of cigarettes, so how much you paying a pack over there?
I mean, I live in a really rural area, so it's like, it's about, I found a place that was about around $10, but I know in New York, I think I was paying $14.25.
Yeah, I mean, at least here on Long Island, it's about $10, $11. But if you go to Manhattan, forget it, man. You're like probably $20 a pack. Yeah,
it's a real like, I mean, you know, I'm not, you know, saying anything like remarkable or new, but the tobacco industry is like pretty evil, obviously.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we'll get you addicted to this thing. And then like, it'll, you know, like we'll tax it really high. And then like, we'll tell you can't smoke anywhere. So we'll like villainize you, but we'll just keep jacking up the prices. And it's just like, so you feel like a piece of shit and then you're paying for it.
Right.
But we're like, just give it to me. And you know, I've made this joke a bunch of times. It's like, it's such a comfort and an addiction, the cigarettes, that if they said cigarettes were $40 a pack, I would fucking buy a pack.
Yeah, it's eventually going to be like that. Give it like fucking 10 years, and I guarantee you there'll be at least $30, $40 a pack. I got these right here, Navajo. I go to the Indian reservation out here. Now, you're not supposed to get them unless you are part Native American. You're not even supposed to be allowed to buy them.
Wow.
But at the same time, you're not supposed to work there unless you're part Native American. And really nobody there is. So I have no idea how the whole thing works. It's a really shady place to go.
Yeah.
It even has signs, like when you go in, it's like you're like leaving the United States pretty much.
Yeah. That's the reservations. There's a movie called American Dreamer with Dennis Hopper.
Mm.
It was actually he pulled a gun in a bar, and in order to get away from the police, he crossed like the native border, like into like native land, and the police weren't allowed to go in there.
Yeah.
And then he was just in there, but he was like allowed to be in there because he was like homies with somebody or something, and also he was like a celebrity. But that's very true. Like there is it seems to me like it is like a border. But that's, you know, I mean, I remember being a kid and like going and buying like, you know, smoked salmon and fireworks and shit. And you were like, it was weird to see, because it was like, it was almost like America attempted to make an apology to the natives, but then we just kind of gave them these weird ghettos.
Right.
Which
exactly.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's like almost like a gift and a fuck you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny too is that when you go in there, like nobody really bothers you if you go in there to just get cigarettes. You just kind of go, do what you got to do, and get out. But cops are allowed in there. They can't do anything while they're in there. They like if they can literally watch a crime happen, they can't do anything about it. But they can wait. But they can wait for you outside. So I think they go in there, they circle around, and they see what's going on. And then when that person leaves, if they're buying something illicit or whatever, then they bust them outside.
That's fun.
Yeah.
If you go in there and you're being fucking insane, you just have to stay.
Yeah, pretty much. You'd be like, all right, I got to set up shop here, until this guy shifts over at least.
Crazy, dude. Just like put up a fucking tent and just be like, well, I guess I live on the res now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be so.
No, I get. Well, essentially, like, you're living now in the middle of the woods, pretty much, right?
Yeah, man. I don't even have a mailbox.
That's crazy. Yeah. How did you get mail? Or you don't?
I don't. I mean, I don't really want mail. I mean,
no, that's fine.
I can get a PO box, but like, to me, I mean, it's like mail. I just get. The only mail I'd really get is like, because all the stuff I use for like music and everything is all DocuSign. So it's like, I just like hit a button and then like my signature like just appears.
Okay.
So I can do all my business just on my phone. And then like, a phone bill, that's all digital. So I don't know, and my bank statements come in my email. To me, when I lived in homes that had mailboxes, it would just be like, fucking like a Bed Bath and Beyond book that I even want. It's a waste of trees, really.
True. So you really don't have an option of getting, like, UPS doesn't come through there or anything like that?
I've seen an Amazon truck, but I think that just like Jeff Bezos has such a fucking like sinister like he could probably like deliver you something like on the top of Everest with like a drone.
Right.
So they're definitely out here, but not often. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I mean, my girl runs like a vintage business, and she has to ship stuff, so she goes to the little post office. But I mean, it's like, when I say little post office, I mean it's like the size of like a bathroom.
Wow.
And there's like one person in there, but that's also nice because I remember going to the post office in Williamsburg, and it looked like a fucking penitentiary, and there'd be like 2,000 there in line, no AC, there's like flies everywhere, and it was just like, sometimes I'd walk up to the post office, I'd get in line, and it'd be so hot, and I'm like just trying to pick up a package, and I'd have like a panic attack, and I just have to leave.
Right.
So I actually like how easy this is. And yesterday I went to the library here, and I bought an entire series of Western novels, and they were a nickel each.
Wow.
And it's like,
that's awesome.
That not really happen in other places. You know what I'm saying?
So how long does it take you to just go get like a pack of cigarettes or anything, like fucking gallon of milk?
Well, that's the good thing, is that there is like a little store.
Oh, it's on the property?
Not on the property, but it's about, I mean, the town is really little. So it's about like a 3-minute drive, but it's not really like a town. It's kind of like a declining kind of like mountain road. And then there's like one bar, one restaurant, and then like a little kind of like, I guess, like store, and that's kind of it. And then there's like the library, there's a little post office, and then a fire station.
Okay, so I mean, you got everything you need, really.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. I have everything I need, and like, honestly too, like, you know, we got like, we have like a Tesla, so we can go like 45 minutes to like the bigger town, and like you don't have to worry about gas, but we got to go out there and like charge the car and stuff like that. So like we'll go out there, and they have like a Target and stuff like that.
Oh wow, okay.
So
there is a little bit of civilization,
and
right?
it's
you
cool.
Want it.
Yeah, and it's nice too, because like where I am, I'm only, believe it or not, I'm only an hour and 30 minutes away from Los Angeles, which is really crazy. So it's basically like a vacation area, like a ski resort town.
Yeah.
But when it's like, I guess like off season, like not winter, it's pretty crazy. Because I got a couple cabins, you know, kind of close to mine, but they're vacant.
Yeah.
Because people just come out here to ski and stuff like that.
Right.
So, but you know, that's what I wanted. I said like, hey man, like, I mean, first of all, like I hate LA. I hate the mayor. I think the place is, you know, the air and the homelessness and like whole like energy of it just dark to me. So I don't like it, but I do have to go out there, you know. That's where I did like the last record, and Nick is he's out there, and I'm gonna go do some stuff with him probably pretty soon. I just got to send him stuff, but I like the option of being like, oh, this isn't gonna take like a flight or like an 8-hour drive. It's like it's literally, I could leave at 9 a.m. and I'll be there by fucking 10:30, and that's like really cool, because it's like almost like an illusion, because if you were to see where I was, you'd be like, man, you could like, how could you go do anything? But it's just like kind of this like little hidden gem. And I think it's interesting. It seems like that's what's happening with a lot of people. Like all my friends and like a lot of people in the industry, I'm noticing, are like moving away, like just moving to like weird places. Like even like Andrew Dost, like he bailed out of LA. Like Rogan bailed out. Like a lot of people are leaving. Like my friend Kevin, who lives in Greenpoint, he's moving like way upstate, like into some crazy town of like probably like, I don't know, like 40 people. It's like, I think it might be, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a fear of the pandemic or whatever, because I think a lot of people are kind of fucking over it.
Yeah.
But I think it just sort of triggered something in people where they go, okay, what really matters?
Sure.
And it's like, it's not like being able to like go to a Gucci store. It's like, you know, like just be comfortable, because I think, you know, obviously like wherever you go, there you are. But I think about this, I'm like, what do I really need? I need like a coffee machine, like a guitar, a shower. You just don't need that much stuff. And yeah, kind of once you realize that, you're like, oh, like I can sort of be anywhere. And now that technology is so insane, it's like, we can do what we need to do like remotely.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I could make a record here. Like I can do a podcast with you. Like, you know, you can do a podcast there with somebody in Europe, which you've done. So it's like location is really irrelevant at this point. And like that, one of the, I would say, social media has mostly done bad. I think it's really like, it's caused people to be and real like dopamine addicts, and you know, but like the one good thing it has done is that you don't need to live in Hollywood or Manhattan to be an artist and to like create content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, without this option, I wouldn't even be able to do this. I mean, think about it. You know, this is first of all, this is your third time here, right? This is you did the first episode actually a month ago. Tomorrow will be a month.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty cool. And then the second episode was Dave. You were on that too. And now we're doing something a little different here. We're just bullshitting, really, you know?
Yeah.
We have some funny text messages and shit that we can go through, and like pictures and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's called Karate in the Garage, man, because we became like really cool friends, and we're just trying something new, you know, because all my interviews, obviously, I write them all out and things like that. I have nothing written out for this. I have a couple pictures. I have a couple pictures in the computer, and we'll see where it goes. I'm experimenting, you know. I'm still a baby at this, and I just want to try a bunch of cool things, man. I got this guy coming on next week.
Yeah.
He is a BMX legend, man. His name is Large Ray, and he knew my brother. My brother was big into. He was on Team Harrow, late '80s. And this guy Large Ray, man, he's just got a million fucking stories.
Yeah.
And there'd be no way for him to tell them all in one episode. It would be like 48 hours long. So what we're going to do is we're going to make volumes, and that's kind of what we're going to do with this.
Right.
Just to keep the content fresh and keep fucking trying shit until something really sticks, you know?
Yeah. I think I always like repeat guests with the podcast. I think it's cool. Those are some of my favorite ones. Like, I think it's like Duncan Trussell. He goes on Joe Rogan like all the time, and like, it's not like, oh man, like that's boring. It's not like a rerun or whatever. It's like you guys just get like more and more comfortable, and it's just like, I don't know, it seems better because I feel like the cool thing about podcasting is it's not really, I don't think it's necessarily like a promotional tool.
Right.
You know, where I said like, oh, hey man, I got this record coming out. All right, peace. Like, it's like, you know, who really cares? You know, it's like, obviously you can use it as like promo, but it's more of just like, it's just entertainment. It's like,
right.
You can meet people.
Well, the promo part of it works on its own, really. Like if I'm interviewing, you know, like tomorrow I'm interviewing Patrick Danfield, and you know, we're gonna have a nice, you know, interview and talk and whatever, and but we're gonna talk about his album. So if you're interested in him, or you're just interested in listening to this, then maybe you will go out and buy that album or download it or whatever. So that's kind of cool, you know. It sells itself, you know.
Yeah.
If you don't want to listen to it, you don't, and that's simple as that.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, it's like I said, I'm a lot more comfortable and becoming more comfortable doing this. I've never really done this before. I did radio for a little bit, but once I kind of got past that whole like nervousness, or I mean, I'm still a little nervous all the time, but like right now, I'm very comfortable because we've been talking for like a month or two, you know. Yeah. When I have somebody new on, like I had Will Keenan on yesterday, and I'm a big fan of his work and things like that. I was still a lot more comfortable, even though I didn't know him, because I've been practicing doing this. And like I said, I'm still very early in the game here, but I think we're making pretty good progress, you know?
Yeah. I always wondered that. It's like, it's crazy. Like when you see like, you know, like Letterman, he's literally just like next to Julia Roberts, and like, he just doesn't give a shit, because it's like, he's just so used to it. It's like, no one can shake that guy. You know, like if you're interviewing for a while, it's like, I mean, even if like, cause like, obviously like every interviewer ever has to be a fan of people. And that's probably like the desire. Cause like, you know, don't tell me that Dave Letterman has never seen Pretty Woman. Of course he has.
Right.
So it's like, whoa, that's Julia Roberts. But he just talks to everybody like they're just like a regular human. And I think that that's like a cool, I don't know, sort of lesson. Like, I don't know, fame is just odd. And I don't know the psychology behind it, but I think it's like you just see somebody just in media all the time. And then when you see him in person, it's just kind of jarring or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know really.
Absolutely.
Like what that is. And like, it's like, you want someone to kind of odd. I'm not saying that I'm like immune to it, you know, like I like definitely like, I don't know, one time I got like drunk with David Beckham and I was like holy shit, you know. So yeah. I definitely have that same fan feeling. It is like, it's easier to break down than you think and sort of get over. I'm pretty sure.
Right. Yeah. I'm like that too, man. You know, even talking to you at first was nerve wracking to me because I'm a fan of you, and you know, obviously I still am. Doesn't change anything, even though we've known each other now better. But yeah, I think once you put down your, I don't even know how to explain it. Like once you take that guard down a little bit, it becomes much easier. And I'm not boasting or anything, but I did it kind of fast. You know, like I just kind of you helped me do that. Actually, you were like, you know what? They're just people are people. Everyone is kind of the same. You know, so once you don't give a fuck, you just it just works so much better. So that helped me. I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck, but I do. I care about what I do. I care about who I talk to, and I care what I talk about. And I care about, you know, the person that I'm talking to. Like, I don't want them to feel like I don't care about them. So it's a weird, whatever. But I'm getting better at it, and I think it's showing in the videos. You know.
I mean, yeah, it is like a weird mix of like not caring, but like caring a lot at the same time, which is like juxtaposition. But that's sort of how it is. It's almost like, yeah, like I don't fucking care that you're Johnny Depp. I'm not afraid of you, but like I respect you, and I'm gonna ask you good questions. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, I mean, I had a girl one time in where was it? I think it might have been. It was somewhere in Germany at some festival, and I had to just do these like interviews before the festivals, and I went to like some like interview tent, and there was a girl, and she was trying to interview me, and she was like horrified, like just like wiggling, you know, she was so scared, and I was like, oh no, like she probably, maybe she's like this with everybody, but maybe she actually like, you know, really liked one of the records, or I don't know why, but she was so scared, and I felt really bad, and I couldn't figure out how to get her out of that. You know, do I like give her a pat on the leg, or like, do I address it?
Yeah.
And it started to make me feel nervous.
Right.
Because just the whole energy got fucking nervous. And I was just, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, she just created this like horrifying scenario, and I just felt so bad, and I just wanted to be like, hey, like I just took a piss in the porta potty, and like I'm gonna go to a hotel alone tonight, and like, you know, I have all these things going through my head, and like all these problems, and like, you know, maybe my fingernails are dirty, like I'm a human being, right? You know, like just chill. Just chill, you know. But
I think that was the biggest thing for me. Go ahead.
I'm just saying it's really hard to convey that to somebody, like, because even if I said all that to her, I don't think it would work. I think she would still remain in that space. It's almost like she would have to like be exposed to me for like a long period of time. It's like I'm afraid of spiders, right? But not anymore, because I started to like just kind of touch them and pick them up and stuff like that. I think with like people that you admire, or just the weird illusion of celebrity in general, it's like almost like you need exposure therapy. Because I think like, you know, is Kim Kardashian like, is she nervous of Kanye? No, because she fucking lives with him. He's just at her house. But somebody else meets Kanye, and they might actually like literally pee their pants. Yeah. I think it's exposure therapy, basically.
Absolutely. You know, for me, and there's a big part of it too, that, it's like facing your fears in a way. Like, I don't like cameras in my face. I never did. I don't like really talking into a microphone. So for me to do this, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just do it. A year ago, I probably wouldn't even be able to do this at all. I just took it. I don't even have to do video. You know what I mean? It's a podcast, but I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do it, let's just do it. And I got over it really quick. As far as interviewing people, there's an intimidation factor to it, I think, that maybe people are nervous. For me, if I'm interviewing someone who's been on like fucking like Leno or Letterman or even Joe Rogan or anything like that, I'm like, wow, I have a lot to not live up to, but to like this person's been on these much bigger things than me. So I have to kind of give them that level. Otherwise they're wasting their time. You know what I mean? So there's that intimidation factor for me. But listen, I like to, just the other day I interviewed somebody I knew, you know, who does tattoos. His name's Tom. Yeah. And I'm not, that's exactly kind of what I'm doing here. I'm not making people different levels. Everyone I interview is equal in my eyes because they all do something that I look up to or I think is amazing. No matter who they are. They don't have to sell out arenas or be on, you know, the Tonight Show. I just want people who have something cool to offer. So I think once I eliminated that whole level thing, it made everything so much easier.
But yeah, I know like like Theo Vaughn, he's having on like a female truck driver. You know, she's not famous at all. Like there's zero fame, and I think that's what's cool podcasting is you can be like yo, I'll have on like literally like a you know, someone from like one of the biggest bands in the world, and then like I'll have on like, you know, a baker, you know, and I think that that's cool because everybody's got to say, you know what I mean? It's like obviously it's definitely like I wouldn't say it was like clickbaity or for ratings or anything, but there is like a desire to talk to people who are successful because they might have more interesting stories and stuff like that. And, you know, they've like traveled and done stuff, but yeah. And the average person's kind of like, oh, I never left my town, but maybe their town's really interesting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like my stories from when I child in a town of like 300 people and, you know, going to the food bank with my mother. And I feel like those stories are more interesting than me, you know, on a private plane flying into Istanbul. Sure. You know, it's like that stuff's kind of cooler, man. Somebody should make a podcast to where they just talk to like the most like normal, like boring people, and it'd probably be like the most interesting, ironically. Yeah, like today we have an accountant on the show, you know, and nothing against accountants, but you know, they should only interview accountants. Oh shit! So let's do. Well, I was gonna say that's interesting because David Foster Wallace, his last book before he hung himself, is called Pale King, and it's about accounting. He actually went to accounting school, and the book is supposed to be, the book is basically just about like boredom and like desperation. So like, it's funny you say that because an accountant is like the real, like known, like most like fucking boring job of all time. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to do it, man, you know, but somebody has to do it. Right. So I actually did it for a while. Did you really? Weird. Kind of. I worked at CBGB's in New York, like before it closed down, like when like Hilly was alive and all that. I would just have to sit in a room all day long and just like write down numbers and add them up. And like, I was doing accounting for them. But they wanted me to do it because I'm like really good with numbers. You know what I mean? That's like my mind like is good with like adding, and I made like no mistakes and everything, and he was stoked. But yeah, I did it all with like no calculator, but it was a pain because it was like, it wasn't just like at the end of the day I did like, you know, like the accounting for the day. I was doing it like, I did it from probably, I don't know, like 10 to 5. All I was doing from 10 in the morning to 5 p.m. was just math. Wow. And it was fucking insane. I felt like I was like losing my mind actually. But how did that happen? So, when did that happen? After I left Berkeley in Boston. Yeah. I don't know. on with my stuff, just a backpack, and I had like $20. And I took the bus, which back then was $10. Apparently they found like a bunch of severed heads, like in the storage space. So then Greyhound like had to buy it, and there was like this big like conspiracy and police and stuff. But I don't know, that might be like urban legend. But I just went up to New York, and then I got there. I had nowhere to go. I don't know. I just had like a wild hair up my ass. And I walked by CBGB's, and I was like, oh yeah, I know that place. And I walked in, and I was like, hey, I'm like pretty much homeless and have no money. I was like, are you guys hiring? And it was this girl, and I remember she had pink dreadlocks, and she's like, yeah, can you work right now? And then yeah, like literally right now. And she's like, my friend is renting a room in Astoria for $450. She's like, we'll pay you. It was under the table. And she said, like, I forget how much I made a week, whatever. But she's like, I'll front you your week's pay, and I'll go to the place with you and set up your room, and then you work here. It's like, she saved my life. And I didn't have a bed, and the room was empty. So I went to a dollar store in Astoria, and I bought a river raft, like a children's river raft.
Wow.
And I used that as a bed. And the next day I went to work, and that was it. So she definitely like gave me like a crazy helping hand. 'Cause otherwise I don't even know. It's weird when you think about kind of like the ripple effect of things. Like, if it weren't for that woman, who knows where I'd be right now, even.
Yeah, no, that's insane, man. You're very resourceful, by the way. A river raft, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And they were just like, here, go in this room and fucking add some numbers up. And
yeah, well, what happened was I was like, because there used to be in the basement of CBGB's is where they kept all the t-shirts. So we'd get in these orders like through fax machine would fax out these orders. So we would just like take the order, fold up the shirts, and then write down the thing, and we just have to stack them up. So I started doing that, but they had, for some reason, and I'm not trying to make a joke or anything or whatever, but they had this guy named Corey, who's like this really big black guy, but he had like severe like almost like full on Down syndrome, and they had him doing the numbers. But he was like, I had to go through, because when they replaced me with him, when they placed me with him, I looked at his stuff, and he was writing stuff that weren't even like actual numbers, just like shapes and stuff. And I was like,
oh man,
what's happening? And they were like, yeah, it's coming out all wrong. And I'm like, yeah, because he did a triangle instead of like a 5. So they were like, can you take the, and I was like, yeah, like I'll do it. But yeah, me and him were homies, and then we'd like go over to like this bar called the Mars Bar. And the first time I walked into the Mars Bar, there was a dude laying on the ground, and another dude was pissing on him. And this guy runs up to me, and he's like, if you want to hang out in here, you can. But if you ever do me dirty, I'm going to stab you. And he held up, and I was like, fuck, dude. I mean, that was Alphabet City in like, the early 2000s. It was a little crazier back then. It was probably obviously crazier in like the 70s and 80s, but
yeah, no, it sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. Let's I'm gonna do some pictures, because how's your battery life going?
Oh, it's good. It'll
good?
warn me.
All right, cool. Let's start with this one. These are parts of our text that we have here. This is fresh. This is from today.
Yeah.
So for who's listening and not watching, you should be watching this one, because this is crazy. We got a guy. He's got tattoos of Mr. Cool Ice, which apparently is his name, or his nickname. The tattoos aren't that great, but But I'm not going to make fun of the guy. Obviously, this is what he wanted. He's got ice in bold black on both arms. The same thing on his hands, a skull with Mr. Cool Ice, a big chest piece, Mr. Cool Ice twice, actually. And then, hold on, there's, hopefully it opens both. There we go. Here's the back.
He have sunglasses on the back of his head?
He has tattooed sunglasses on the back of his head. And once again, Mr. Cool Ice with a skull and big black bolts. This must have taken a while, actually.
Yeah.
All the solid black.
Man.
He's at, I don't know where he is. It looks like some kind of it's definitely a tattoo shop. There's like flash in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know where like nobody has shirts on for some reason. It looks like some kind of a competition, maybe. I have no idea. But yeah, what do you think of this, man?
I would definitely say that looks like that's in like Moscow, Russia.
Okay. Yeah.
He definitely looks Russian. He looks like he has some insecurities, and that's why he had to like brand himself as like this weird like faux superhero type of guy. But he also looks like he could kick my ass. So yeah. I would never make fun of him. I think the sunglasses on the back of the head are good because that's like, you can kind of like look behind you. Maybe I don't know if they actually work. But Cool Ice, maybe he puts a lot of ice. Like he probably puts ice in all of his drinks. Maybe that's where he got the nickname, or maybe he's just like really cool. But my main question is like how that would go down with like a girl. Like like I wonder if because like women sometimes like tattoos, usually like older women that like pretend that they don't.
Right.
But like I don't know, man. Imagine like you're a girl and then that dude's like, yo, and then he like takes off his shirt. Like you'd probably run out of the room or something. Or maybe you'd be in.
Well, he would if he found Mrs. Cool Ice, they would be fucking perfect.
Dude, that's it, dude. That's a cool relationship. I like that, Mrs. Cool Ice.
That would be great. Yeah, and listen, I'm not going to make fun of him. Obviously, this is what he wanted to do. I mean, this is a very big, bold decision. So this is obviously, he was like, I want to fucking do this. I don't care what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just going to like brand myself with this. My concern is that he really has to be like very, has to be like an angel. He can't commit any crimes whatsoever. There'd be no mixing this guy up with anybody else. You know what I mean? Like it was definitely Mr. Cool Ice that did this to me,
Yeah. Yeah. If he spits on the sidewalk in like Holland or something, they're like, who was it? They're like, well, it said Cool Ice on his arms. And they're like, okay, we got him. Like,
yeah, exactly. They're like in a lineup, he would be like, yep, that's him, Mr. Cool Ice right there.
It was Mr. Cool Ice. Yeah, that's what's. I mean, I hear stuff a lot with tattoos, like the newer branch of like MS-13 and stuff. Like the elders are telling the kids like, don't tattoo your faces because you get caught easier. So yeah, and that's like the whole like Yakuza where they don't have anything visible and stuff like that. So if you want to be a criminal, tattoos are a real liability.
Yeah, especially when they're like this insane.
Yeah.
Ice.
When you named a bunch of times. There's a guy that has it's on Google. You should look at it sometime. There's a guy like and he's Russian. I mean, these Russian guys are like crazy with tattoos. But there's a guy that just has only Julia Roberts portraits all over. He has like 100. Those are the only tattoos he has, and they're done really bad. And I thought that like she definitely, like, her publicist was like, hey, there's this guy that has this, and like there's definitely just a restraining order like already, because like there's no way that like he could ever like be near her ever.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, when she saw that, she was like, all right. She called
I mean,
a
that's
lawyer and set that whole thing up for sure.
Saw a guy that like just had portraits of you all over his body. You know what I mean? You'd keep this fucking guy away from me forever.
Yep. So Mr. Cool Ice, man, there we go. Insane. I found this one kind of inspiring, actually. So we got, it takes 10,000 hours to master something. You know that.
Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy mastered his job at Walmart, man. That is the Walmart logo.
I was wondering, I thought that was like the COVID like DNA thing.
No, that looks more like I don't know. I can't explain what that looks like. It's like a red thing with like all the spores on it.
Jesus.
So this is Walmart, man. He put in his 10,000 hours. And listen, I'm not making fun of him.
You know what
good for you.
is that like I wrote like the chorus to the Macklemore song 10,000 Hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that a Walmart employee didn't get inspired by me to do that.
You hope they didn't get inspired by you?
I would hope that song for me, I wasn't trying to send a message about working at Walmart. I would rather he would quit Walmart and like wrote a book or something,
Right.
That's crazy. I hope he's kidding, because that looks like that he could be joking. Yeah.
There's a part of me that was like, oh, maybe it's two separate tattoos, but I don't know, man. They're pretty fucking close,
Oh, well, hey, man, I mean, like, Walmart, they're terrible, but I admit I go there sometimes. Just because, like, they have these, like, just, like, off-brand, like, Crocs or, like, wool socks and just, like, just random bullshit that I need. And it's like, you can't really circumvent evil and capitalism. So sometimes you just have to do it. Like, I mean, who can afford to be like, oh, I buy everything from like the farmer's market? It's like, that's what people need to realize when they like Walmart. It's like, you have the financial capability to make fun of these establishments. And people don't have that. Right. So yeah, Walmart's okay. It's not okay, but it's a necessary evil.
Sure, I agree with that. All right, so let's do. We spoke about this on the Dave Leto episode, and now we can give like a visual to it since I'm doing this new, little screen share here. So we got.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I sent this to Dave and he couldn't believe it. So you guys were joking about, crazy microwave buttons. You really don't need more than start, stop, and the time, but they tend to add all these crazy fucking buttons to them. I found this one online. This is nobody's that I know. I believe it's like not from this country either. Just because it says like M1, M2, M3. I don't know what the fuck any of that means.
Yeah. Is that a baby?
That is a baby. That's, I was going to get to that. Yeah. What the fuck would you have to do with a baby? Or, I mean, it's got a diaper on, maybe like, but why would you put a diaper in a microwave? I have no fucking idea what this means.
You know what I bet it is?
Yeah.
It's either to like heat up, because sometimes people give babies like warm breast milk. Right. Or baby food, or they're about to commit a crime.
Okay. Yes. I'm going to go with all three of those.
It's dealer's choice. Whatever it's like, you want to feed your baby warm milk, or like smushed up peas and carrots, or do you want to kill it?
Yeah.
You could do.
I mean, how many fucking buttons do you really need though? I mean, there's a cow, a pig, a rooster, a fish. How many different settings do you really need? If there's a time for whatever you're putting in the microwave, what does it matter what's happening in the microwave that's different in each of these buttons?
I mean, like, is there a different time to cook like a cow and a chicken, like the meat? Like,
right.
it seems, what's the differential? I mean, it seems like, but the real interesting thing is that a microwave is not, it seems to me like it's not intended for cooking. It's intended for reheating. Like, at least it probably, like, in its inception, like, was meant to be like, you know, like, oh, it can cook stuff. Right. But like, you can't put like a raw chicken in a microwave and just hit the chicken button and it cooks. I mean, maybe on that one, but I don't know, dude. To me, it's just like, yeah, you put everything you put in the microwave, to me, is like 2 minutes.
Exactly. If you're going longer than that, take it out and put it in the oven.
Yeah. Exactly. They should have a microwave that just has a huge fucking 2 on it, and just like, because everything is fine with 2. It's like popcorn, coffee, fucking reheating a meatloaf. Like, it's always 2 minutes. Like,
yeah.
So that's fucking psychotic, and I don't.
Honestly, the only thing I even put in the microwave is popcorn. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that I put in there.
It's funny, man. At this new house, we just have a fire stove. It's like a gas stove, and it's, dude, and because of the elevation up here, it boils water in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops. And like, I'll put something in a pan, it's like, it's fucking done, because it's like fire, but it doesn't have an adjustment.
Oh shit.
Because it's old, so it's just like fucking going. You just gotta
time it yourself. That's it.
Yeah, and it's rad though, because I've cooked like, you know, like a couple really nice steaks and stuff, and my girl was like, should we get a microwave? And I was like, no, not really. It's like, it's causing me to like eat better, you know?
Sure.
Like, not Absolutely. Getting like weird stuff I can microwave. And it's like, because I mean, I'm that dude, like, if I'm at the store and I see like a bunch of like microwavable burritos, I'm like, oh, that sounds good. But then now I see them and I'm like, I don't really want to put that in the oven for like 30 minutes. Like, right. So it's just causing me to like eat a little bit better. But yeah, I think that's my new thing. I'm like anti-microwave now, and it's probably because I'm mildly traumatized from all those weird buttons.
Yeah, I mean, is this an onion or something? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, right after the fish.
Who knows?
Pizza in the microwave sucks. I mean, that sucks.
Dude, that's unedible. That's
blasphemy.
Yeah.
What the fuck are these things right below the onion? Do they have faces, or I just don't know,
dude? I
can't tell what it even is.
It looks like if we finally found like a crashed like spacecraft, yeah. That would be like the controls for like how they like fly around. Like, they hit baby and they like just shoot up, or like they go into like hyperspeed. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's these blue ones here. Do they say 666, or am I fucking crazy?
It looks like they do.
They do, right?
Yeah, that's like a weird, like, yeah, extraterrestrial satanic microwave.
And then what the fuck does M do? It just says M. Meltdown.
Ooh, fuck knows, man.
And then we got, what is this, a laser light show on the bottom? What the fuck is that?
Yeah. I bet you that thing plays music, dude. Like, if you hit a button, it's playing like EDM or something.
Yeah. Oh shit, this is crazy, man. So let's see what we got here. All right, this is actually my microwave. Oh shit, you can see me in the background here. So this made Dave's list of 3rd craziest microwave he's ever seen.
Oh, nice.
So I'm actually kind of honored to be on the list, and number 3 nevertheless. So it's a very odd microwave because it's very specific to what we needed.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of space between the cabinet and the stove. So if it was the other one would be too low and be too close to the stove. So we found this fucking contraption. I got to tell you, everyone's like, you know, it's so weird. It's so short, but I'm like, there's no reason for it there's no reason for the extra space. I don't know what the fuck you're putting in the microwave that's this big, but this is more than sufficient. This is a normal microwave. Everything else is crazy.
Microwave could really be like this big, honestly. I mean,
Yeah,
unless
it
you're
can
like
be smaller.
putting like corn on the cob in there, like, but standing up or something.
Yeah.
But oh, yeah, you don't need that, man, unless you're putting candles in there trying to light them or something. I think that's good. It's, to me, that still even looks like it's too tall.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think everyone else's microwave is fucked, you know?
Yeah. Maybe the new thing is that we should invent a microwave that's like really slim, like maybe like the size of like a DVD player.
Yeah. You can only put like just like paper plates in it with just enough food to, yeah.
A little bit enough. Well, that would like cause people to like stop overeating. Like if like it's Thanksgiving, you're trying to reheat like a big mountain of food. It's like, no, it won't fit. It's got to do that.
Yeah. It'll help people eat less too, like less portions. It's portion control, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So that night I was taking pictures of the microwave here. There's, I thought it was something crazy going on. It says Bob. And we had a whole joke about it, but it was just the angle that I was standing at that was changing the LED light that made it say all these crazy things, but I just caught it to kind of say Bob. So that was cool. Which was was very inspirational for this right here, which you made.
Oh yeah. Ghost in the Machine.
Ghost in the Machine, the Police album. But instead of Ghost in the Machine and the digits they have like, it doesn't say anything, right? It's just like random, like messed up digits. Yeah,
it's probably something. I don't. It's I wish I knew, but I bet you. I mean, they're a pretty intellectual band, like especially Stuart Copeland. Like it's probably some weird. It's probably something.
Yeah, it probably means something. But now so you took the part from the microwave that says Bob and put fish in the microwave underneath. This is fucking awesome, man. This would be a great album cover. It really would.
Yeah, I might use it. And then I'll just change my band name to The Police, and then I'll have a big loss. It'll be fine.
Well, you change the title of the record, so you can change the title of the band.
Yeah.
Say the Cops or something like that.
Or it would change the name to Fuck the Police.
Yeah. And then do like whole cover album of this, the original record. That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool, man. I actually do. I love. I actually do like that band a lot. I liked. I used to play Walking on the Moon a lot. It's because it's weird because Sting, he'll do like his verses will be in a major key, and then he'll go into a chorus in a minor key, or he'll do a verse in a minor key and then go into a major key. He's like a really interesting songwriter. And also like Johnny Cash covered that song off I think it was Mercury Rising, the I Hung My Head. So I mean if Johnny Cash covers him, that's he's got my vote for sure.
Absolutely, man. And speaking of covers,
I don't like sex though. He talks about that tantric sex.
Yeah, he talks about it a little too often, It's like, dude, we get it.
Yeah, honestly, like, I don't buy it. I'm like, maybe you're just, like, old and, like, you can't come. Like, maybe you're not, like, goop. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could have tantric sex, like, if I drank too much whiskey. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know that that's, like, something to be proud of. And it probably makes his wife feel like shit. She's like, fuck, I can't get Sting off.
Yeah.
It's been
yeah, it's been 6 hours already. Yeah.
It's not, he's just reframing his own like erectile dysfunction as like some sort of spiritual experience.
Right. So speaking of covers, we were actually talking about your EP. And I was like, oh man, I want to see the cover. I know what the cover is, but I wanted you to send it over to me because you know me. I'd like to fucking around with fonts and stuff like that. So
yeah,
you sent me this over. It's very small, but we got Jack Black in Nacho Libre. And dude, this is a really cool cover.
It's fun. Just it looks exactly like me, and that's why it makes. Because I was like, at first I was like, oh no, like, you know, because I grew my hair and I have a mustache. I was like, okay, I look like Jim Croce, like I can deal with that. And then I saw that, like, whoops, like I fucking look like that guy. And it, I don't know, that is a screen grab from a video where he's like, I'm alone. I get to be in bed by myself forever. It's fantastic. But so fucking sad. And I was like, is that like a fucking video that I recorded of myself that I don't remember recording? Like, I don't know, dude. If I like, you know, ate a lot more and like kind of like got chubbier, I think that I would look identical to that. So I think that could be, people might just think that that was me if I released it.
So you were saying, I think you said something like, it was you, like if Jack Black and no, fuck, I lost the text. It was so long ago.
Oh, me and Chewbacca had a baby. It would look like that.
Yes, and you were like, it's 2 + 2 = 4. Like it's
just math.
It's just simple. What it is. Simple math.
Yeah.
So then what I did is I took that cover and, come on, motherfucker. And oh wow, it's big. And
there we go.
I made the essentially what would be the EP cover.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also like the title works with his face because that's such a like. It's not like he's super sad. It's like when you're trying to like if someone hurts your feelings and you're trying to like keep it together, you're just like, it's just such a. I mean, and good on Jack because that's like beautiful acting. I mean, like that expression is just so honest. He looks like King Dreary. He does.
He does. I mean, this cover, man. I mean, the amount of like lawsuits and trials and tribulations you'd have to go through to release this would be taxing, to say the least. But I think it'd be worth it. I totally think it'd be worth it.
I mean, it would. I would love to see like a scene of like me in a courtroom, like next to Jack Black.
Yeah.
And like it, but then I'm trying to claim that photo is actually a photo of me.
Yeah. we can make a whole like fucking docu-series about it on Netflix, man.
Yeah.
The album will never come out, but we can have that show, that documentary.
It would be like the Wilco like Yankee Hotel Foxtrot that like took like 10 years to come out because of all the legalities. That'll just be shelved and like, you know, and then in like 10 years, like it'll get leaked online or something. Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
I think it's a good idea. I back you 100% on that one. So this will be the last pick we'll bring up today. I was interested in this. We haven't really talked about this. But I figured what a better place to talk about it than here. So this is recent. You went out and bought a Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah, I have it right here.
No shit. Nice.
Yeah. It's cool, man.
So what are you doing with it? What are you shooting?
You want to do something that's really weird is that I actually haven't even used it yet. I got it because I was talking to my friend and I was like, man, I live like out in the middle of the woods, like with my girl. And I'm like, there's really like there's actually like no police here.
Right.
Like literally the police are, I think like 40 minutes away. So I was just like, what if anything goes down? I was like, should I buy like a firearm? And my friend he was obviously doing like, you know, some real dark humor, but he's like, you shouldn't have a gun, man. Like you're too emotional. Like you might like, you know, off yourself or something. And I was like, it's like, yeah, you're right. You know, he was like, you should get a BB gun. So I was like, yeah, I should. And then it was funny. I went to there's like a tiny hardware store in town, and it was almost kismet because right above the register, I was buying a hummingbird feeder because I really love hummingbirds.
Yeah.
So hummingbird feeder, and I looked up and I saw the Red Ryder, and you know, not to be cliche, but I was like, the kid from the Christmas Story. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, and I just asked my girlfriend, I was like, can I buy it? And she was like, okay. So I got it. Yeah, I love it. I don't know. I probably should like set up some like cans or something and just have fun with it. But I sort of just have it as like a weird, like, I don't know. I think that it's like, I don't know if something happened there. I have like the illusion of like safety with it. I'm like, yeah, if there's like a bear, I'm gonna like, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll scare something away more than trying to harm it.
Yeah, exactly. And like, and
fucking UPS driver comes through for the first time, you start shooting at him.
I know, exactly. I actually considered it with that lady that was
yeah.
Maybe I should just fire off a couple warning shots like in the gravel or something. But yeah.
Pretty cool, man. So what's tied around your wrist? You got a bag or something?
On my wrist?
Yeah. Or are you just holding a bag? I thought it was like tied around your wrist. Never mind.
Oh, I think that's the hummingbird feeder.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna come back to our regular screen here.
Cool.
So
you edit this
today, man.
I have to pee so bad. Will you edit this?
Yeah, definitely.
1 second.
Yeah. Fuck. Take your time, man. Take your time.
All right, here. Yeah.
So
that's a little unorthodox, but I've seen that on a lot of podcasts. It's a long time to sit.
Oh no, it's all good, man. So I didn't notice that in the background until you got up, but you have a saw and a hanger.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Yeah. I got the saw at a weird like kind of antique store. It was like $2.99 and it's really old. I just think it looks cool.
It does.
Yeah, I won't use it ever. It's just sort of a decoration. The hanger is my girl does like the vintage business. So we sort of have like a cool like staged area, so she'll just hang whatever she's selling and take a picture.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of people, it's like let's say you could have like the coolest jean jacket or something, but if you laid it on like a shitty brown carpet, they won't buy it.
Right.
Put it next to cool stuff, they'll buy it. It's like,
yeah, it's all about
I don't know what they.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, that's like why stores look how they look and stuff like that. So it's a kind of a manipulation tactic, but yeah, and also the hanger's like really, really old, and you got to just kind of like, you got to nail it. You can't just phone it in. So we do that, and then also sometimes I like to hang like maybe if I have like a black sweater or something, I'll hang it outside because I like it to get like sun faded.
Yeah.
Sort of like age things like organically. So yeah.
It's got many uses. Very cool. Very cool. What are you doing for the rest of the day?
Shit, dude. Oh man. I don't know. I might try to like write a song maybe.
Yeah.
Those have been coming really, really easy lately, which is neat. I can play like any series of like 3 chords and just, my mind is just so trained with melody right now for whatever reason and lyrics. So I can just sort of, a lot of times, like in the last couple of days, I'll just start something and I'll write a song and I'm like, man, that's like one of my best songs. But then I just won't even finish it because I'm like, it's not precious, because I'm like, I could just do another one. It just feels very much like, I feel very like honed in and like, and I don't mean that in like some ego way, but I just feel very tight with it.
Yeah.
Very, very sure. The only problem is that all my songs right now are like definitely not pop songs. They're like really sad.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing where I'm like, man, I got to get back into that like pop mindset a little bit. Sure. Because I just sort of feel like I'm complaining in key right now. But I'll probably do that. I know we got to go to the post office. I might read one of those like Western novels I got, just kind of poke through it because they're really short.
So do you think that living in the woods is helping that with your songwriting?
Yeah.
Sure.
There's no chatter.
Right.
And I don't mean like exterior noise. I just mean it just there's nothing. Less
distractions.
Yeah. I don't have a choice. I mean, I could sit here and look for a while. I could watch a squirrel, you know. I've seen a lot of things. I saw a 5-pack of wolves.
Mm.
I saw a bear. I saw a bobcat. You know, I like the hummingbirds. I mean, I've just been like kind of watching nature, just sort of do its thing naturally. But yeah, I'm really mellow right now. Yeah, just kind of like writing music and like reading books and stuff is like what I'm doing, which is seems like it'd be boring, but it's really not.
No, it sounds great actually, man. You writing your book still, or?
Yeah, definitely. I usually I should probably get like on a schedule with it or something, like, you know, start at like 10 in the morning and like, you know, really designate like a few hours to it. But then if I did that, I mean, I'd be done with it in like a month. It's almost a weird thing where like I like to just write like, you know, 2 paragraphs at like 1 in the morning, just kind of when I feel like I want to.
Sure.
But it's not like it's difficult, but yeah, it's weird. If I did have more of like if I had more of a schedule, it would be done quicker. But it's odd. The book is almost like my hobby. It's kind of like at night, if someone's like, oh, I'm going to check Instagram, I'm like, oh, I'm going to like write a paragraph.
Right.
It's kind of, yeah.
Right. That's cool. Well, listen, it's no rush. I've seen some of it, heard some of it. It's awesome. I really can't wait. Even if it takes years, I can't wait for it to make it out there.
Thank you. It probably will take years. But yeah.
That's all right. But what's the rush?
Cool. Well, shit.
Listen, man, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Of course, brother.
And yeah, we're gonna try to do this once a month.
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck yeah.
Volume 2 is next month, man. Probably around like Halloween or something.
Yeah, we'll do a Halloween episode, man.
Yeah. Christopher,
dope.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, brother.
Peace.
Cool. Later, man.
Later.